Yogena Maya Pritaya Yogena Maya Pritaya Sabhaktya Mam Pratyakatmanam Iva Varunthe. Translation. Thus, by not engaging in the service of the modes of material nature, but by developing Krishna consciousness, knowledge in renunciation, and by practicing yoga, in which the mind is always fixed in devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one achieves my association in this very life, for I am the Supreme Personality, the Absolute Truth, purport. When one engages in the 9 different processes of Bhakti Yoga enunciated in authoritative scriptures, such as hearing, Shravanam, chanting, Kirtanam, remembering, worshipping, praying and offering personal service, either in one of them, or 2 or 3 or all of them, he naturally has no opportunity to engage in the service of the 3 modes of material nature. Unless one has good engagements in spiritual service, it is not possible to become detached from material service. Those who are not devotees, therefore, are interested in so-called humanitarian or philanthropic work, such as opening a hospital or charitable institution. These are undoubtedly good works in the sense of that they are pious activities, and the performer may get some opportunities for sense gratification, either in this life or in the next. Devotional service, however, is beyond the boundary of sense gratification. It is completely spiritual activity. When one engages in the spiritual activities of devotional service, he does not engage in sense gratificatory activities. Krishna conscious activities are performed not blindly, but with the perfect understanding of knowledge and renunciation. This kind of yoga practice, in which the mind is always fixed upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead in devotion, results in liberation in this very life. The person who performs such acts gets in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya, therefore, approved the process of hearing from realized devotees about the pastimes of the Lord. It does not matter to what mundane category the audience belongs. If one meekly and submissively hears about the activities of the Lord from a realized soul, he will be able to conquer the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is unconquerable by any other process. Hearing and associating with devotees are the most important functions for self-realization. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. In Goloka Vrindavan, the living entities are serving Krishna as friends. Cowherd boys, gopis, lovers, fathers, mothers, and so on. Even the trees, water, flowers, land, calves, and cows serve Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. This is also our business. But somehow or other, we do not like to serve Krishna. Therefore, we have been put into the service of Maya in the 3 modes of material nature. When a criminal does not like to obey the laws of the state, he is placed into prison and forced to abide by the laws. Our constitutional position is to render service to Krishna as his part and parcel, and as soon as we refuse to render him service, Maya is immediately there to capture us and say, "Serve me." It is not our nature to become master. Even if we become master, we will not be happy because that is artificial. For instance, if the hand thinks, "Oh, now I have some nice sweets, now I can eat," the hand will ultimately be frustrated. It is the duty and nature of the hand to place the food in the mouth. In this way, the hand is nourished, otherwise everything is spoiled. Similarly, we are part and parcel of Krishna, and our business is to satisfy Krishna. From the Vedas, we understand that God, who is one, has become many. We are the many parts and parcels of Krishna. Swamshas are his personal expansions, and we are his differential expansions, Vibhinnamshas. In any case, all expansions are meant to serve Krishna. This is explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 5:142. Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arasabhabritya. Lord Krishna alone is the supreme controller, and all others are his servants. It is our natural propensity to enjoy ourselves with Krishna. As stated before, Krishna is Anandamaya, and being part and parcel of Krishna, we are also Anandamaya. Now we are seeking Ananda, bliss, in different atmospheres. Because we have a little independence, we have decided to go to the prison house of material nature and try to serve our senses instead of Krishna. Now we have to learn how to forget to serve this material nature, and that process is Bhakti Marga, the path of devotional service. When we come to the understanding that we are actually no one's servant but Krishna's, we attain self-realization. We must come to this understanding not by sentiment, but by real knowledge. After many births and deaths, when one realizes that Vasudeva Sarvamiti, Vasudeva is all, he surrenders unto Krishna. This is real knowledge. Jnana and Vairagya, knowledge and detachment from material things. Once one engages fully in Krishna's service, he comes to the Brahma Bhuta platform. Presently, we are on the Maya Bhuta platform, identifying ourselves with Maya and working according to the modes of material nature. However, when one comes to the realization that he is spirit, Aham Brahmasmi, he will immediately become happy. Under the modes of material nature, we are being carried away by the waves of material nature, and we have no control over where we are going. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has stated, Maya Ravas Vashe Yacha Beshe Kacha Habudubu Habudubu Bai. We are like straws on the waves of the ocean, and we are fully under the control of the waves. Atheists shudder when they think that there is a next life, because their lives are sinful and they fear punishment in the next. There is a Bengali proverb about the person who thought, I have committed so many sinful acts that Yamaraj will come and punish me. How I can avoid him? Thinking about this, sometime he decided, let me smear my body with stool, then Yamaraj will not touch me. However, this is simply foolishness. We are under the control of Maya, material nature, and it is not possible to avoid it. We have become infected by the disease of material nature, and no artificial means will save us. There is no way out of other than surrender to Krishna. Krishna says that he will save us, even though we are very sinful. If we turn our attention to Krishna's service, to Bhakti Yoga, we can force ourselves to give up all anarthas, unwanted things. We should get up early in the morning and engage ourselves in the service of Krishna. Then gradually we will forget the service of Maya. Bhakti Yoga is so strong that if we engage in it, Maya's service will automatically be negated. This is called Vairagya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna is the original Purusha, the original spirit, the original person. Everything has come from Krishna, and therefore he is Purana, the oldest. No one is older than Krishna, but he is always young. That is Bhagavan. He is Adi, the original source, the cause of all causes. Yet, we never see Krishna as an old man. He is always fresh and youthful. Although Krishna was a great grandfather at the battle of Kurukshetra, he did not appear any older than a young man of 20. Krishna is always a young boy, and those living entities in the spiritual universe also have spiritual bodies the same as Krishna's. In the sixth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we read that when the Vaikuntha Dutas came to take Ajamila, they were four-handed and very beautiful. In the spiritual world, there are 400 living entities, and they are all Nitya Mukta, eternally liberated. Unfortunately, we are now prisoners in this material world, and we presently have material bodies. These bodies are changing. Sometimes they are young and sometimes old. However, if we become Krishna conscious, we will not get another material body after leaving this body. We will go home back to Godhead and attain our original spiritual body, which is the same kind of beautiful body that Krishna, Narayana, has. We should take this opportunity to become devotees of Krishna by following the processes of Bhakti Yoga. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam. We can take one or all of the 9 processes of devotional service and make our lives successful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has prescribed the most important process, Shravanam. We need only hear, and that will make our lives successful. Hare Krishna. Anybody else can? Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. So, continue करें.
Yes, Prabhu.
Ah, continue कीजिए.
Okay, Prabhu. Perfect knowledge, thorough surrender. देवाहुति उवाच कच्चित् त्वाय उचिता भक्ति कीदृशी मम गोसार याया पदम ते निर्वणम अजन अज अजसान वसनाम अहम. Translation. On hearing this statement of the Lord, Devahuti inquired, what kind of devotional service is worth developing and practicing to help me easily and immediately attain the service of your lotus feet? Purport. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that no one is barred from the rendering service to the Lord. Whether one is woman or a laborer or a merchant, if he engages himself in devotional service of the Lord, he is promoted to the highest professional state and goes back home, back to Godhead. The devotional service most suitable for the different type of devotee is determined and fixed by the mercy of a spiritual master. Therefore, in order to become free from the miseries of material nature, one should approach a bona fide spiritual master inquisitiously and submissively. When Arjuna submitted to Krishna, he said, "My dear Krishna, now I no longer care to talk to you as a friend because friendly talk will not benefit me now. Generally, we talk to a friend just to spend time, but when we approach a spiritual master, we should be submissive. Friends approach one another on an equal basis, but this is not the way to approach a spiritual master. Unless one is submissive, one cannot accept sublime instruction. Arjuna teaches us submissive by giving up his friendly relationship with Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He say, I have now become your disciple. Please instruct me. We can speculate for the many births for many years and yet not be able to understand the ultimate goal of life. Therefore, the Shastra all advise that we search out a guru. The word guru means heavy or witty. One who has much knowledge is heavy with the knowledge. One should consider the bona fide guru in this way, and one should not think, I know everything. Who can teach me? No one can say such a thing, for everyone need instruction. According to the Vedic system, a child is sent to Gurukula to learn spiritual knowledge from the very beginning. When a child goes to a Gurukula, he become a brahmachari and work like a menial servant. He may be the son of great brahmana or a great king. It doesn't matter. When one goes to a Gurukula, he immediately becomes the menial servant of the Guru. If the Guru orders him to perform some lowly service, he is prepared to do it. This is the business of Brahmachari. Even Krishna went to the Gurukula to teach us. There was no need to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to go to Gurukula, but he did simply to set an example. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also accepted a Guru. Prakashananda Saraswati was a very learned scholar, and he knew that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also a great scholar. Yet he criticized the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for chanting and dancing. For Prakashananda Swami, Saraswati felt that a sannyasi should devote his entire attention to reading of Vedanta. He therefore considered Chaitanya Mahaprabhu a sentimentalist, not a bona fide sannyasi. Prakashananda Saraswati inquired, why are not you reading Vedanta Sutra? Why are you chanting and dancing? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, Prabhu kahe suna Sripada ihara karana. Guru more murkha dekhi karila sasana. Actually, I am not the very learned, and my guru has stated that I am full number one. He said that because of this, I cannot possibly read Vedanta Sutra, for Vedanta Sutra is not meant for an ordinary person. My Guru therefore advised me to chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and now I am doing this and getting this result. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 7.71. At the present moment in the Kali Yuga, people are not well educated. They are simply engaged in earning money to fill the belly. Vedanta philosophy is not meant for an ordinary person, nor even for an ordinary learned person. It requires great knowledge of Sanskrit and philosophy. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, knew all things, but at the moment he had assumed that the role of an ordinary person in the order to instruct an illiterate, ignorant society. In this age, people are not given even interested in reading Vedanta Sutra. People are so badly infected by the influence of Maya that they do not even care to understand that there is life after death, or there are 84 lakh life form. Sometimes if people hear that by acting in such a way they will become a tree, dog, a cat, a insect, or even a human being, they say that they do not even care to know this. Sometimes they say, never mind if I become a dog, what's wrong with that? I will simply forget everything. Many universities students in the western country speak this way. They have become ignorant, so ignorant that they are described as a manda. Previously in India, the Brahmanas were interested in understanding Brahman, athato Brahma Jigyasa. However, at the present moment, everyone is Sudra and no one is interested in understanding Brahmana. People are simply interested in getting more money and going to the cinema. Human life is meant for the understanding our situation, and we should take instruction from Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is personally teaching us by accepting Krishna as his guru. He asks Krishna to become his spiritual master and teach him. The lesson by the Sri Krishna are not simply meant for the Arjuna, but for everyone. Krishna tells us in Bhagavad Gita that we should search out a guru. The first guru is Sri Krishna himself, and whoever represent Sri Krishna is also a guru. If I am a businessman and someone goes to canvas for my business and take order for me, he is my representative. If he simply say that he is my representative and yet takes some order but uses the money for something else, he is not really my representative. Krishna's representative does not say, I have become Krishna. Such a person is neither a representative nor a guru. He is simply a seater. Krishna's representative is one who canvas for the Krishna. Krishna says, give up everything and surrender unto me. Krishna's representative say, give up everything and simply surrender unto Krishna. This is certainly not very difficult to understand. Anyone can become Krishna's representative. Nonetheless, for the past 200 years, many yogis and swamis have gone to foreign country, but no one has spoken about Krishna. They have simply presented a hogpog of Indian philosophy. No one has actually presented the Vedic culture as it is. Hare Krishna. They are talking about Swami Vivekananda.
Over.
ओके प्रभु सो आप कंटिन्यू करें या मैं करूं?
Hare Krishna. We should read Bhagavad Gita as it is and understand the philosophy as Arjuna understood it. Arjuna was a friend of Krishna's. He was sitting with Krishna and speaking to him as a friend speaks to a friend. In that 11th chapter, after having seen the universal form, Arjuna tells Krishna, I have in the past addressed you as Oh Krishna, oh Yadava, oh my friend, without knowing your glories, please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. Arjuna understood that although Krishna was his friend, he was the supreme personality of Godhead, and therefore the proper person to be his guru. He therefore told Krishna at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 7, Sishyate ham siddhi sisyetam hi santi mam tvam prapanam. Now I'm your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. These are the instructions we get from Bhagavad Gita. And whoever reads Bhagavad Gita has to accept Krishna as the guru. We have to surrender service. We have to render service to Guru and to render service and to surrender ourselves. It is not that one should accept just any person as a guru. The guru must be the representative of Krishna. Then one can surrender oneself. Surrender means that one will accept whatever the guru says. It is not that one thinks, I do not care for my guru's order. Still, I'm a disciple. That is not actually accepting a guru. Of course, it is not. It has become a fashion to accept a guru in this way. But this will not help anyone. As soon as Krishna becomes Arjuna's guru, Krishna immediately chastised him. Sri Krishna told him, Astyoyan avaschastvam prajan vedam chambasishe kantasun agatam cha nasu chanti panditaha. While speaking learned words, you're mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 11. In this way, Krishna especially told Arjuna that he was the fool number one for lamenting for those things for which one should not lament. Arjuna was lamenting for the body, thinking that, hold on, okay, I was getting a call. Arjuna was lamenting for the body, thinking that it was horrible that his relatives would be killed in war. This was not the proper subject matter for him to be contemplating. The real subject matter for a wise man to contemplate is the salvation of the soul. Therefore, Sri Krishna first explained the distinction between the body and the soul.
We're proceeding, Hare Krishna to Pranjal Puthi Prabhu for joining.
Hare Krishna Pranjal Prabhu.
If you wish to read,
Hare
wish to
Krishna
read,
Pranjal
you may.
Prabhu.
Hare
Danwad.
Krishna Prabhu.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
If you wish to read, you can go ahead. You can read, Prabhu.
Usually Pranjal Prabhu doesn't
Read. He's put a message though. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
He is high, Prabhu.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's a little bit
busy. So Karthik Prabhu is a little busy today. Himanshu Prabhu joined for a brief while. I was going to say Hare Krishna. Anyhow, right.
Deepo. Okay, Hare Krishna. This Krishna consciousness movement is also concerned with the soul, and therefore we have used the word consciousness, because consciousness belongs to the soul. Consciousness is the symptom of the soul's presence. Because the soul is in the body feels pleasure and pain. When the soul leaves the body can be hacked to pieces, and yet it will not protest. This is because the consciousness is gone. We feel pleasure and pain because consciousness is present, and Krishna advises us that this that it is this consciousness that is eternal, not the body. We had to purify our consciousness in order to understand that consciousness is eternal. If we can do this, our lives will be successful. At the time of death, our consciousness carries us into another body. There are the mind and the intelligence and the ego, which constitute the subtle body, and there is also the spirit soul, which is even more subtle. We know that we possess a mind, although we cannot see it, nor can we see the intelligence, the ego, or the soul. We can only see the gross material body, and when this gross material body ends, we say that everything is finished. In order to understand these things, we have to approach a guru, just as Arjuna approached Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna told Arjuna in very gentlemanly language that he was not a learned man. In essence, he said, "You are not a pandit. Just try to understand that the real life is the life of the soul. Vedic education means taking care of the soul. Presently, the soul is engaged, embodied, entangled in material affairs. The soul is suffering, and it is to our benefit to rescue him from the material clutches. This is real education. To receive this education, one has to approach a proper guru. The guru is there, Krishna. The guru is also there as Kapila Deva, the incarnation of Krishna. Krishna informs us that he is the owner of the body, and he has explained this in many different ways. He has stated that the soul can never be cut to pieces, burned by fire, moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. Matter interacts with matter, but the soul does not belong to material world. This means that the soul is above material action and reaction. In the material world, even iron and stone can be melted, but the laws of material nature do not apply to the spirit soul. To understand these subjects, we should be careful to approach Krishna's representative. We should not approach a bogus guru, who is like a blind man trying to lead other blind men. We must go to one who has open eyes, to one who has seen the absolute truth. The absolute truth is there just as the sun is there for everyone to see. The sun does not hide, but a person can try to hide from the sun by closing his door. One must open the door in order to see the sun. Similarly, Krishna is there, God is there, and we have to come to Krishna, and we have to take lessons of Bhagavad Gita to learn who and what is God, what God is. Rascals will not do this, but will simply manufacture some philosophy or other. There is actually no difficulty because Krishna's instructions are there, and Krishna himself is there. Krishna is so kind that he says, "All right, if you cannot understand me in this way, just see me in water. Come on, if you do not understand me in that way, just see me in the sunshine." Is this very difficult? There is nothing difficult about it, but we are very obstinate. Maya is also very strong, and as soon as we try to accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord, Maya will whisper in our ear, "No, no, there are many gods. Why are you accepting Krishna?" However, the Shastras say, "Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, Ishvarah Paramah Krishna." Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We should take our lessons from the Acharyas and the Shastras. At least in India, there are many great Acharyas. Ramanuja Acharya, Madhavacharya, Vishnu Swami, and even Shankaracharya, and Guru Nanak. All of these have accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why then should we reject him? Why should we accept a competitor? We should not simply engage in mental speculation, but should accept Krishna in full consciousness and be happy. This is made possible by the help of the Guru. Therefore, Devahuti is further questioning her son, Kapila Deva. Hare Krishna.
Wow, Prabhupada mentioned Guru Nanak. This is very unique.
Who is Guru Nanak?
Guru Nanak, actually, if you know about Sikh, the Sikh religion.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's from
Sikh.
the Gurudwara, or I forgot what the
Yeah,
book
yeah,
is called.
the Sikh religion. Sikh, the Sikh religion. Yes, this is Guru Nanak actually.
Yes,
Like he's one of the first gurus of this Sikh religion.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So like
So
he
what is
proposed
their
the,
philosophy?
yeah, his philosophy is accepts Krishna as supreme person, but it's like a kind of a mix. It's like a cross between Muslim and the Hindu philosophy, because at that particular time, there was a lot of fights between the Muslim and the Hindu guys. Like, because the Muslim were rulers, they were trying to impose their Islam on the populace. So what he did was he proposed like a philosophy which is kind of like a bridge in between both of them.
Oh
So
wow.
that is what at least the present day Sikhs they claim to follow him.
Oh, yeah.
But their worship is like very vague actually. They worship the holy book actually.
Oh, really?
Yes, they don't have any deities. Probably they have an impersonalist touch, but they worship the holy book.
Hmm.
Guru Granth
And
Sahib.
huh?
Guru Granth Sahib.
Yes, Guru Granth Sahib. They worship that book, and they have at least Guru Nanak. He is from what we've heard, he has personally met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,
Oh,
and he has taken initiation in the holy name from Nityanand Prabhu.
what?
Yes.
What?
Hari Bol.
Didn't know
Guru
this.
Nanak has visited Jagannath Puri and he has seen Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I mean, he has had association with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he has taken Harinam Diksha from Nityanand Prabhu.
Oh, Krishna.
What?
Yes.
So what? Oh my god.
I mean, there is a version like this. And in fact, in many of his in the Guru Granth Sahib itself, there's so much mention of Krishna, Hari, and like this personalist
Govinda. Yes, Prabhu.
Govinda, yes, Govinda. They meant a lot of mention of Krishna, Govinda, Hari, like that. So many Krishna's names are mentioned explicitly.
There is a lot of bhajan also. Krishna's bhajan.
Yeah, but like
So why do you say that they apparently followed this path, Prabhu, like the today's Sikh?
like he was the first of the gurus. After that, they had like 9 other people, and eventually it just got like changed a little bit. So at present, it's kind of I don't know. Actually, what happened is that the last person whom they call as a guru, that person, that Guru Gobind Singh, what he did was he converted all of his followers into militants.
What?
Most of his followers, he converted them into militants
Oh, wow.
to attack the Muslim rulers advancing from present-day Afghanistan.
Oh wow.
So what happened is that so they had their own like an empire, like a rule in that present-day Punjab, in India, the Indian state of Punjab and the Punjab province of Pakistan. Both of all of these was a part of the Sikh empire. Like they had their own kingdom, with majority of people following these particular religions. So there are a lot of these people, and they, especially the last person, as I said, he was in around 18th century. So there was a lot of Muslim, invasion problem from the northwest, the present day Afghanistan. So they just proposed that he brought in a lot of his people and made them into militants, so to fight. That's why you see at present there is a separate within the Indian army. Yeah, within the Indian army, if I'm correct. Yeah, within the Indian army there is a separate regiment for the Sikh people. It's called the Sikh regiment, because most of them, they're like they have the Kshatriya spirit actually. And they wear these long, elaborate turbans on their head. They look very nice, actually. But that's the thing. They keep long hair and they tie like a huge turban on their head. That is one thing. So of course, I know what to say about that.
That was a movie named Kesari.
Yeah, that is different. That is fine.
You know,
That is a
you know,
totally different thing.
and I was wondering why did Prabhupada like Yogi Bhajan so much? And I remember in one of the conversations, he told Yogi Bhajan that the Sikhs were always there to protect the Vaishnavas and everything. And it was I forgot which one it was. Let me just look. I think I remember.
Oh,
It's like a room conversation he had with them. It was like 1975. Wait. I think it was Hong Kong with Yogi Bhajan.
oh. So there in Prabhupada says about Guru Nanak?
No, it was there when he was talking with Yogi Bhajan. Yogi Bhajan is a Sikh,
Okay.
and he was very much. It was like he was talking to a brother,
Oh.
and he was saying like how the Sikhs always like helped out the Vaishnavas when they were attacked. So
Because they
hearing
have
how
a pretty similar philosophy.
Mm.
But like by and by, they just got a little bit of an impersonalist touch. And just at present how so-called Hinduism it became like that actually. Yeah, there's a problem. Nowadays you see a lot of these guys, like especially in foreign countries, you see in Canada and in the UK, you have a lot of these Sikh people. And the problem is, many of them, they are vouching for a separate country, and they want to be like separate. Like, again, this all politics and all, it's like unnecessary, crazy politics.
And I was wondering why there was such a connection between Yogi Bhajan and Srila Prabhupada. Like hearing Guru Nanak was connected.
Yes, Guru Nanak, he personally visited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he took Harinam Diksha from Nityanand Prabhu. So that is there. The Vaishnava touch is there.
So we can just convert the Sikhs and turn them into Kshatriyas,
Vaishnavas, yeah. Actually, yeah. But it's kind of actually difficult because they're kind of like the Muslim people. They're very strong about their religion. Whatever they're following, they're kind of very strong about it. That's the reason. You see, at present day, a lot of government laws. I was listening to one lecture by Tatvit Prabhu today, and I think he was lecturing on that 5th canto, 4th chapter, 8th verse. It's there. Yeah. So in that, Tatvit Prabhu was saying that the Muslim guys, they all over the world, they're very strong about their fasting on Ramadan. So no matter what, like anybody, all governments have become sensitive to their practice. So they give them some facility to continue their practice. But then even similarly, these Sikh people, they are very strict about their turban, and they wear one, like kind of we wear this kavach, Narasimha kavach. They wear this thing called kirpan. It's like two swords, like in this fashion.
Yep.
Two swords in this fashion. And usually you see in airports, they don't allow sharp objects, right? But this kirpan they wear, that is an exception. I don't know about other places, but in Indian airports, definitely. Airports and other public places, wherever they're required to remove metal objects, but they don't remove this. They keep it on their neck. And they're very strict about it. I mean, like, even they wear this turban, they elaborate turbans, they do not give it up, no matter what. They wear their turban, and that is their, they're kind of like their identity. So governments have adopted to that. So that's why you see the Indian, what do you say? The Indian defense, suppose these guys are drafted into the Indian Defense Forces. Usually Indian Defense Force, what they have to do is they have to maintain a very short haircut, and they have to wear a cap, like especially when they're marching, going on a march past or something, like a parade. They have to like very neat uniform. They have to keep their hair very short. But these Sikh, these kind of these people who are drafted into the forces who happen to be Sikh, they are allowed to keep long hair, but they tie a turban. So the government has given a scope for them. It's okay, you do this. Because they're very strong about what they do. I mean, if we were half as strong as they were, I mean, it would have been a totally different thing. About our practices, about whatever we do, if we are half as strong as them. It's actually, but I heard another story as well. There was in Bengal in 1900s. There was a 1900s and the 20th century. There was one Muslim factory owner in Calcutta. So he owned a factory, and he was seeing that all his workers, they are wearing different kind of tilak and coming. So one day what he said, he went and announced that all of you from tomorrow should stop wearing this tilak and coming. He went and announced. And then and then they said okay, and they went off. Next day, he's coming back to see his workers. All but one person is still wearing his tilak. So what he said, only this fellow will wear tilak from now on. Everybody else, you are completely banned from wearing tilak.
Wow.
So they recognize that. I mean, we need to be strong about a religion. Like so many people, we kind of like tend to water down. It's like, it's okay, why I should wear dhoti in public, why I should wear tilak, what if they see, what if they do this? Like, if we don't bother to represent our own practice, then what is going to happen? I mean, these Muslim and Sikh guys are doing it like all out. Like, they don't even mind. They're wearing cap and whatever the Muslims, they're wearing the cap, keeping beards, and they're just doing their thing. Nobody's minding them. The women are wearing burqas and all that.
So Prabhuji,
They're strict about the practices, but why are we not? That is one thing we have to learn.
so is it like should we do the that sort of conquering first, or do that internal conquering? The external conquering or the internal conquering?
No, because see, if we need to make an impact outside, of course, we need internal conquering also. But we need to make an impact outside. So we need to keep it, we need to have an external appearance. We need to be pakka about our external appearance also. I mean, of course, it's like we are devotees within, even if we wear pants and all that, that's fine. But why we should give it up unnecessarily? Of course, if there's like a situation now, suppose like in China, there's no other go. Like in public, if you wear something like dhoti and you wear tilak and all, definitely, the Chinese government will arrest you. So that is a different situation. But apart from that, in places where it is okay, and maybe if you go to a job, maybe especially in Western countries, you're expected to like wear like a shirt and pant and like be pakka about all that. That is one thing. But apart from that, why we cannot practice?
Well, like the only reason why I asked is because like definitely like it's an internal war, and seeing how strong they were, like they conquered themselves internally to even like do that sort of attack.
Because they had a proper understanding about what they're doing. Of course, at present it's they're just following sentimentally, but they had a proper understanding of why they were doing that. So if we have a proper understanding why we are wearing dhoti, why we are wearing tilak, and all this, then we will flaunt it in public. In fact, I noticed this, very clearly. Like, I just wear tilak and I go to marketplace, some guy sing and telling me Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. We go to market, especially when we go Pondicherry, we have a service of, collecting vegetables from the market. Like the vegetable, the wholesale market, they have, these vendors. They give us vegetables for free. So what we do is we go for the Bhoga run. Immediately, they just see tilak and dhoti. Immediately, they say Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. So they're chanting the Lord's name. Even though they're not accustomed to do it every day, just by seeing our tilak and our dhoti, they just sing Hare Rama Hare Krishna. They're chanting Krishna's name. So like, this is another way of preaching through our dress.
Yes, Prabhu.
So
Mm.
they're very strong about, so that is one thing we can follow from them actually. Right, I'm very sorry I took too much of your time.
No.
Dimitri Prabhu was saying, how about watching a documentary movie about the 6 Goswamis? It's made by Russian devotees, but auto subtitles in English are pretty accurate. Okay, yeah. So first we'll P6 Ashtakam pace.
Okay, Haribol, who will start?
I will prove.
Hare Krishna.
चेतो दर्पणा मार्जानां भव महादावाग्नि निर्वापनम श्रेया कैरव चंद्रिका वितरणम विद्या विदु जीवनम आनंदम बुद्धिवर्धनम प्रतिपदम परमरस वदनम सर्वात्मा स्नापनम परम विजयते श्री कृष्ण संकीर्तनम.
Ibo.
Ipo. Nam Makari Bahuda Nitisarvasaktis Tatrapitan Yamatasmane Nakalaha Itajashi Tabaki Bhagava Mama Pidur Deva Mitri Samya Janina Nuraga
Rinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Hari.
ना धर्म ना जन्म ना सुंदरिम कविताम वा जगद ईश कामे माम जन्मनि जन्म ईश्वरे भवताद भक्तिर अहेतुकी त्वयि.
अयि नंद तनुजा किंकरम पतिता माम विषमे भवाम बुधौ कृपया तव पाद पंकज स्थित धूली सदृशम विचिन्तया.
Nayanam Galadasrudaraya.
Nayanam Galad.
Yes, Prabhu, you can continue.
Oh, okay. Nayanam Galad Asukarya Vadanam Galarudagriya Bulakirti Titamba Bukata Tamanama Grihe Bhavishyati.
युगा युगितम निमिषेण चक्षुषा पर्व सहितम शून्ययितम जगत सर्वम गोविंद विरहेना में.
Aslishava Padratam Pinastumam Adarshanan Marmahatam Karotuva Yatha Tata Va Vidatulam Pato Matprana Natastu Saevana Paraha.
Just before that, Hare Krishna Himanshu Prabhu, Dandat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Himanshu Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु धन्यवाद प्रणाम जय श्री प्रभुपाद.
Please accept my humble obeisance. All glory to your Prabhupada.
Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rule for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
Oh, my Lord, I no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I desire any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth.
O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet.
Hare Krishna, Himanshu Prabhu, you can read.
It's lagging, Prabhu. Please scroll.
Can you mind? Anybody else can read?
Himanshu Prabhu is
Maybe
muted.
he's too busy. Anyhow,
Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Haribo, Sri Siksastakam ki jai.
Jai,
Lord Kapila
Jai.
Dev ki jai.
Jai,
Nityananda Prabhu ki jai.
Jai,
Jai.
Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Jai,
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Nitai
Jai.
Gaura Premanande. Hari
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 Bol.
Hari Bol.
Manu Prabhu is an ecstasy.
Hari Bol.
Wow.
Like they are doing